I was talking to a friend lately. He started his own vlog on YouTube talking about, I'm not going to tell you what he's talking about because I don't want to help him getting views and subscriptions, because we were talking about vinyl records, and then I was telling him, oh, I got my own YouTube channel called Arby's Vinyl Corner, and I'm highlighting some of the vinyl records I have in my collection. And he was looking at me, he was laughing, he said, vinyl records, are you kidding me? You know, I mean, isn't that something antique? You know, it's time to get alive, you know, get modern and leave all that old shit behind. And I said, you know, you don't have a clue what you're talking about. I mean, vinyl records are even more popular these days than it was like back in the old days. And so we start, you know, talking a little bit about it, and then he said to me, you know, I'll bet that I will have more views and followers or subscriptions to my channel than you will have with your old school vinyl records. And I said, okay, let's do this. Let's have a bet, all right? And so now I'm going to ask you, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel, because in 1 month time, I want to prove to this guy that vinyl records are more popular than the topic he is talking about on his YouTube channel. So here we go again. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. You will also get notified every time when I upload a new video, so you don't have to miss any of my uploads. All right, so here we are again, another episode of my vinyl highlight. And today I'm going to talk about another Elvis Presley record. Yes, another Elvis one. When I started this this channel, I wanted to highlight as many different records I have in my possession, but I noticed that every time that all my Elvis Presley related topics gets way more views than all the other things I'm doing. So let's continue with a little bit Elvis Presley here. A couple of months ago, no, last year, I got a big box with a lot of cassette tapes, and like 300 of them. And most of those cassette tapes, they were homemade tapes and mixtapes. Most of the stuff was Elvis Presley, but also a lot of recorded radio programs with Elvis Presley documentaries and memorial broadcasts and all that kind of stuff. But amongst those tapes were also just a handful of original tapes. And one of them that was in that box was this one, which is called Elvis Words and Music, 10th Anniversary Commemorative. How do you spell that? Commemorative. Sorry, commemorative album. And yes, so when I played this, yes, I do actually play cassette tapes. For the youngsters among you who don't know exactly what cassette tapes are, it looks like this. And you can put it in a device. I like to play it in a Walkman. This is a Walkman. It's a small device where you can put that actual cassette in like this. You put your headphones on, press play, and you enjoy your favorite music. That's a Walkman. Of course I'm joking because you already know what it is, but it's just pretty fun to play these old things because it gets me feeling a little bit nostalgic. The whole process of putting that cassette in your tape deck and then actually play it, pretty cool. Not as cool as playing vinyl records, but it's a close second. Anyway, when I got this and I listened to it, because when I was reading the back, I was thinking, okay, this is just, this is another compilation. Although it's got some surprises, some songs which you don't find on more of the regular compilations, like I Got Lucky is on it, and Mama Like the Roses, and Did You Ever, and Girl Happy. But nevertheless, when I put this on, I found out that it's a little bit more than just a regular compilation record. And so let's talk about it because the content is pretty interesting. First thing, when I played this, I was thinking, okay, I gotta find myself a vinyl version of this one because this is actually a record I would like to have in my collection. I went to my favorite Elvis Presley store, which is located near my house in Utrecht. And it's a shop, it's called Elvis Corner. It's specialized in all Elvis Presley CDs, vinyl records, and books, and all kinds of memorabilia. And so I went there, and of course, they had the vinyl version of it, and here it is. This is the one I want to talk about today. And then again, it's Elvis Words and Music, 10th anniversary commemorative album. This time I spelled it right. Okay, it's came out. It was released in 1987, of course, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Elvis passing in 1977. And so let's talk about the content. Remember that in the 70s and in the early days, there wasn't a lot of material available on Elvis Presley concerning like Elvis, like his outtakes, studio chanter, that kind of stuff, interviews. Until RCA started releasing their famous records, which are called Legendary Performer. I happen to have volume 2 here. And the content of these records, I remember when I was a little kid and I heard this for the first time, I was really fond of this because on this series you will actually hear some different takes and different versions on his songs, but also on these records there were snippets from interviews and all that stuff. So you actually hear Elvis talking. Here, by example, there is an interview from 1956. And also a presentation of an award to Elvis in 1961. Very nice. And then some unreleased live versions of different songs. So it was really nice to hear this. So in 1987, when they released this one, now I understand the title, it's called Words and Music. So what they did here, instead of just a regular compilation, each and every song on this record, before the song starts, you actually hear a snippet of an interview or Elvis talking about something. And most of the time what they do is the interview or Elvis talking, he talks and it has a theme which leads into the next song. For example, the first song on this, after Memories, the first song is That's Alright Mama, and before that you hear is just a small snippet of an interview where the interviewer is asking, 4 years ago it all started for you and your first single was That's Alright Little Mama, right? Or was it something else? And then you hear Elvis Presley answering, yeah, That's Alright was the first single, and then bam, That's Alright starts playing. Really nice. And so with every song on this one, it's preceded by a snippet of an interview where the theme ultimately leads into the next song. And that's what I really liked about this album, and this is the reason why I wanted to have it on vinyl also, because it's just a little bit different than your regular compilation record. So let's have a closer look at this. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve. Let's talk about the cover first. I actually really love this cover. It's different than all the other Elvis covers where you just most of the time see a big picture of Elvis and then Elvis and the title of the record. This is actually, you have a small picture of Elvis where you see him in front of a microphone talking, of course. So this is what the whole record is about words before the music starts. And I like that. And then around it you will see part of a leather jacket, which obviously refers to the leather jacket he wore in his famous 68 comeback. And then when you feel, because you can't see it here, but when the feel of the whole cover is also like feels a little bit like a leather feeling, right? So the whole thing has a leather look. Also on the flip side, you can see the leather jacket, and then I really like the layout. It's really, it's really 80s. It has an 80s feel to it, and it came out in 1987, of course. So here's the track list. And then again, each song on this record is preceded by a snippet of an interview. Somewhere here, for example, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear. Of course, Elvis is interviewed, and then one of the things the interviewer is saying, and Elvis is telling, a lot of my fans, they throw teddy bears at me. And then teddy bear starts playing, Really nice. I really love that. So you open this up. It's a gatefold. It's a single disc, but it's a gatefold. And there's a little story. And then again, Elvis at the microphone talking about his career. And there's some notes on the contents of this record. The vinyl is black. But it has its brown RCA label. So there you go. It's a brown label, not the orange label, but brown. There you go, and that's the vinyl. So again, this is a really nice record. If you are a big Elvis Presley fan and you want to have a nice addition to your collection, you don't have this already. You want to have a nice addition to your collection, a very pleasantly listening experience. I would suggest you go out and try to get this one. I really like it. I'm a big Elvis Presley fan. I like this very, very much. It's better than the average compilation record. So if you can get this, it's still around there. It doesn't really cost a lot of money. I think you will be able to get this for like $8 or maybe $10 max. All right. It's a very nice addition to your collection. I really advise you, and I really advise you to get this one. Okay, so this is Elvis Words of Music, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I want to win this contest with my friend.